Let's use some advice that's firm and fair for everyday situations that's in relationships. But before we get into that, give me the three freebies: like, share, and subscribe. I'm your host for the Firm and Fair podcast, The Spencer Perspective, and we have work to do. Let's get to it. I'll be leaving a link to the article in the low bar. The title is He's Having Dinner with a Female Friend and I Feel Jealous. I, F28, female 28, got home from work today to a message from my partner, M32, telling me he was heading into town to pick up his female friend to have her over at his for dinner. It caught me off guard and I feel jealous. He's mentioned her before. They went to a gig together when we first met. He recently told me he loves me and I love him. Things are going well and I do trust him. I just wish he'd maybe talked to me about it in person, reassured me. Should I talk to him about it? I know he would feel jealous if I was having dinner with another man. I'm not sure how to navigate this, and I want to make sure I respect his freedom, but I also wish he'd have considered my feelings more in the situation. He said he's going to phone me this evening, so I should talk to him about it. Yeah, sure. Definitely talk to him about it. Uh, I'll tell you this much. There would be no reason if I'm dating someone, if I'm in a relationship, to go have dinner with another woman. I don't care who she is. If I can't bring my partner, I'm not going to go have dinner with her. That's just a sign of respect. No reason for me to be having one-on-one dinners with another woman. That's a very intimate act for what it's worth. Some people are okay with it. Me personally speaking, I'm not. So the thing is, like, what are your rules and boundaries? Do you have rules and boundaries? Is this an actual relationship? It just sounds like you're dating. Are you fully exclusive? If this is just a normal dating kind of situation, you're going to have to kind of go with your gut and how you feel. Do you feel good? I'm not telling you what to do. But at the same time, you got to fill that situation out for yourself. Has he given you any reason to judge, like to misjudge his character? Has he lied to you in any capacity? Has he withheld information from you? I mean, if he told you about it before, but he didn't also invite you, that to me is also a red flag. How come he can't invite you? I have female friends. Personally, me speaking, I have female friends. I do. I don't talk to them. But if I do talk to them, like the one who I talk to, I talk to her and her boyfriend at the same time. I don't ever text her alone anymore. After she got a new boyfriend, I said, no, I'm texting you and your boyfriend at the same time. Just so that he knows when I'm reaching out to you, he knows what this is all about. To me, that's a sign of respect because I have nothing to hide. She's actually my friend. I have nothing to hide. So it all depends on an interpersonal situation, but feeling jealous is actually okay. Have this conversation with them and figure out your rules and boundaries. I think that's what you should do. Figure out rules and boundaries and then move forward. Let's take a look at some of the comments. Uh, Everything you just wrote in this post should be communicated to him. My girlfriend is the same way. She never wants to feel like she gets in the way of my other friendships, and I really appreciate that about her. That said, sometimes I take that for granted and don't realize how my close friendships with other women make her feel. If you have a close enough friendship with a woman and you're dating another woman, you should automatically bring that woman into the fold for the friendship. There should be no separation between church and state when it comes to those type of things. I have a friend group, and I've been part of this friend group for about 5 years, and I've only been dating my now girlfriend for about almost 4 months. Now, just last week, I gave her an invitation to the group. Just last week. But it's because I want her to understand the type of life that I live, and she's living my life with me. You can't have a separation between friends and relationships. If you're looking to separate your friendships from your relationships, I got news for you. You don't have a good enough relationship. I want my woman with me all the time, no matter where I'm at. It has nothing to do with a sign of mistrust, has nothing to do with a sign of trust, has nothing to do with oh, as long as I see you, I know what you are and what you're doing. I already know if somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat. You can't stop someone, all right? Always understand that. But at the same time, I love being around her and she loves being around me. If you're in a situation where you can't have her there because like maybe it's an event, team event, or something like that, sure. But if she can potentially be there, why not have her there? Why not have your partner with you? People's actions dictate what they feel about you. I want her with me all the time. That's how important she is. When she's apart from me, I'm just quietly praying for her safety, nice and easy. If I'm hanging out with friends, she can hang out with me too while I'm hanging out with my friends. Nothing changes. But people are different, so it's give or take. You got to figure out what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with. You have to communicate this clearly to your partner, what you would like for them to do, what you would not like for them to do. You can't tell them what to do, but you could tell them what can either help the relationship or can hurt it. And they can make their choice if they want to actually be in a relationship. If it hurts it because they want to do what they want to do, I'll tell you this much. If you're dealing with somebody that wants to do whatever it is that they want to do, however they want to do it, whenever they want to do it, you're with the wrong person. If you're in a relationship, you got to move as a unit. You're together. People forget that togetherness. If it's lackadaisical on either end, you're never going to achieve the overall goal. Now, let's finish this comment. She recently told me that one of my friendships in particular made her insecure, and she's been holding it back for a while. The only thing that upset me is that she hadn't told me sooner how it made her feel. I still have a good relationship with other women. I just need to communicate and reassure my women when we do hang out. It sounds like from your post, you're being very reasonable with the situation. Tell him you want to be able to do dinner with, you want him to be able to do dinner with whoever he wants, but let him know how it makes you feel when there isn't communication reassurance. If your relationship is solid, there's nothing a little healthy communication can fix. That's true. But at the same time, why are you having dinner with another person that's not your partner? That's a very intimate act, especially if it's one-on-one. I can see if it's a group thing, you hanging out as a group. I've hung out in plenty of groups. Like me, I think that groups are where you can actually get the best of both worlds because a group indicates that you want multiple people. Why do you want one-on-one time with this person? How important are they that you can have an intimate conversation with them that you wouldn't want to have with your partner? The thing is, you got to have rules and boundaries. Me, my woman got to know she's my most important person in my life. Like the closest person to me, like literally and figuratively. I'm not going to dinner with a woman. I'm not taking a woman out. I'm not going to do this with a friend, even if she's my friend. Even if she asks me, I'm like, yo, let's get a group together. I'm bringing my girl. I'm not doing shit one-on-one. So like for that, that's actually not okay. But again, that's all about like, give and take, right? So let's see. This is the best base of a validation clarification on my own thoughts for the situation. Thank you very much for the reply. All right, let's see. All right. Okay, another quote, last quote. It can definitely feel a bit strange having your partner have one-on-one time with a female friend, especially if you don't know her. Have you showed interest in meeting her or having a dinner together? One of my best friends is male, and we often go for dinner or beers, just us, even though we're both in happy, solid relationships. Our partners just know that we've been friends most of our lives and are super tight, nothing more like that. If that's the case, as this person has truly said, your partner's supposed to be there with you. Bring both your partners all the time. The only time, it's case by case, but the only time is like if both of your partners are not available and they're both actually okay with it, they both know each other, you both have solid ground together, sure, hang out one-on-one or make it a group thing. I'm not too sure why people always want to hang out one-on-one. This is how we get into it's kind of like the quiet before the storm. It's all these little steps that you take before shit happens that goes to the wayside. What do you think is a bigger chance? Let's just come up with two situations. Where do you think a bigger chance of infidelity has to take place? Will it take place if the person's hanging out one-on-one or if they're hanging out in a group of people that know each other and their lives are intertwined? I'll tell you this much. If you hang out in groups, in droves of groups, you're less likely to cheat. But at the same time, that one-on-one, that's intimate. That's I don't want to do that with nobody else but my partner. Why would you want to do that with somebody else that's not your partner? Unless they're a friend, whatever the case may be. Even then, it's like, yo, I don't know. People are different. All right. Last part of her comment. Talk to him. Be honest that it weirds you out and that you'd feel better if you knew her better. But I tried to avoid asking him to flat out not see her anymore, which can come off as insecure. Hell yeah. You don't tell nobody what to do. On a firm and fair basis, you never tell nobody what to do. All you can ask them is what you require of them in this relationship. If they choose to not do those things, by their own admittance, they're telling you that you're not important to them or it's not important enough to them. In other words, that's a relationship that you can be without. Be without that relationship and handle your business. Never tell nobody what to do. All right. If it starts to feel like they don't want to include you, even if you express that you want to get to know her, that might be a red flag. But try not to let yourself spiral over one dinner. It's not the one dinner. It's not the rule. It's the principle. It's the principle of dating and being in a relationship. Why date and be in a relationship if you still want to hang out one-on-one with other women? I don't get that. The reason why I'm in a relationship is because I want her to only hang out with me one-on-one and only want to hang out with her one-on-one. You want to hang out with other people? I don't care. But it got to be in a group. It can't be no one-on-one. I'm sorry. Like I don't know why people are okay with that. I never understood that. Because if we're looking at the four visions of a relationship, let's go Neolithic. When we were cavemen, a woman did not hang out with another man. When we were cavemen, what? Her husband would bash her and the man's brains out. Traditional. Back in the day when we were old school, women did not have male friends that they go to dinner with, especially if they're dating someone. If you're in a relationship, that's the only person you're supposed to be seeing. Logically speaking, logical. You have romantic feelings for someone. That means that they're important to you. Someone that might be significant to you to a certain extent cannot be more important to you than your partner. If that person wants to have dinner with you, your partner gets that first say so. If you're not giving them that first say so, you're not even giving them consideration. You just say, all right, cool, I'm going to hang out with you and not my partner. How come you can't involve them? Logically speaking, that doesn't make sense to hang out with another woman one-on-one. Do it as a group. You still get the time with the person, but now the situation is a bit more diplomatic, a little less intimate. And then last but not least, contemporary. Contemporarily speaking, a lot of people are doing this, and it leads to resentment. People start building stories in their head. Insecurities get out of the way, as they are here. Once somebody builds a story in their head, all of a sudden, now the relationship is being hurt. But now the culprit is someone that hasn't spoken about the elephant in the room. But because they have the story in their head, they believe the story. Once the story is believed, this is the future. In other words, I'm going to cheat because I think that you're cheating. It happens slowly but surely. These are all small little steps that could be avoided if you have rules and boundaries that you enact that make sure, like, yo, as long as you have a code. These people don't seem like they have a code. Have a code around your relationship to protect it. Fuck, I look like hanging out one-on-one with a woman right now. Are you kidding me? Even when I was young, I didn't do that. The only time I'm dating a woman one-on-one is when I'm trying to date her. Look, I hope that when it comes down to it, you're actively protecting your relationship, but actions like this are not important. I don't care what you're comfortable with. Don't be in a relationship if you're going to still want to hang out with another person one-on-one. That's intimate. Hopefully we're getting better. You got to become more firm and fair when it comes to your relationships. That's not okay. I'm sorry. If you're okay with it, hey, I'll live and let live. In my relationship, that's not going down. And my girlfriend feels the same exact way. So like I said before, you got to find someone that agrees with you behind rules and boundaries and how you want to live your life. OP, if you don't agree with this, then this is a relationship you got to ask yourself, is it worth it in the long run? You got to protect what you want. And you got to make sure the person that you're with protects what you want too. My woman is protecting what I want. I'm protecting what she wants as well too. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a hard conversation that I had with them. This is wild. And, you know, if this is TMI, this is TMI for anybody that knows me personally. But before we met, she booked a two-week vacation to go on an international cruise from Florida all the way down to South America and back up. And when that was 2 weeks, this 2 week was going to occur while we were in our 3-month range of dating each other and being in a relationship. We're mutually exclusive. At least I think I am. Personally speaking, I don't agree with women going on girls' trips, vacations without their man. Why would you do that? So she booked it before me. Made sense, I can't, that's hers. But I did make her aware of my thought process. I had a hard conversation with her. I told her, usually in this type of situation, I would assume that the woman is going down there to, have her affair, do her little thing. It's whatever it is. That's what most women do. When they go out of town, they want to have, a little extra scratch and itch. I told her that if this was last year, I would have just cheated on you. And do you want me to cheat on you, or do you want me to be loyal to you? Are you going to actually be loyal to me during this trip? We're only 3 months in. So it isn't like, we're pledged to being mutually exclusive. I have no problem cheating on you. And I told her that to her face, because the thing is that I need to be able to protect my peace of mind. You're gone for 2 weeks doing whatever. Every time I had a woman in my life from a relationship going on vacation, she came back with more bodies than she left with. So the thing is yo, at least I'm going to have this conversation with you. You let me know how you want to set the pace. Have that conversation with them. Let me know how you want to set the pace. But you got to be in control too. People don't understand. You have more control than you think that you do. Hopefully this helps. You're going to get better. I'm already better. We all are. This is the Firm and Fair podcast, and I'm out.